My name is Brian Benavides, and I am doing a cultural competence audio for my Fulbright trip, and just going to be talking about my aha moment in Israel. Israel has been around since 1948. The official use of the language the government officially uses is Hebrew, and so I had assumed that for the most part, the presence of Arabic must have disappeared in the nation. But I was very much surprised to see that a lot of all the signs, really, street signs, were in English, Hebrew, and Arabic. At first, when we started our trip in Tel Aviv, not very many people spoke Arabic. I didn't hear any Arabic, really. So I found it quite surprising to see that the signs were also in Arabic. I couldn't imagine why they would have it if nobody was speaking it. As we started traveling around the country, I was surprised to find that there were cities where Arabic was actually the dominant language. Nazareth was such an example. I still remember the moment I was corrected from Toda Rabba, which is thank you in Hebrew, to Shukran, which is thank you in Arabic, by the waitress when I was thanking her for taking our order. This really put on display the sense of pride that Arabic speakers have in using the language that they identify with. It also made a direct connection to my own life as a Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans are just as adamant about retaining their Spanish, regardless of the fact that they are part of a mainly or mostly English-speaking country. So I found that very interesting as someone who had kind of a similar experience in his own upbringing. I had expected the Arabic-speaking community to just accept the Hebrew and use Hebrew instead, which now when I consider my own Puerto Rican identity, it's kind of silly because Puerto Ricans have been part of the U.S. since 1898 and still haven't just dropped the Spanish and become mainly English speakers. It was also interesting to me how the Arabic speakers tended to be multilingual. They could speak Arabic, they could speak Hebrew and English, while most Israelis only knew English and Hebrew. There were very few who could read the Arabic or say anything more or use anything more than basic Arabic. This also had a personal connection with me as a Puerto Rican because Puerto Ricans are also multilingual. They speak English and Spanish, while Americans tend to be monolingual. There are Americans who speak Spanish, but the majority are we would say, monolingual. Anyways, that was really the aha moment for me. It points to some sense of identity and how tightly related it is to our linguistic backgrounds. Okay, thank you. Have a good one.